Why are your people leaving? This is part two. Part one covered the circumstances that lead to turnover, things like isolation, anonymity, lack of development, and how to fix them. But even if you haven't watched part one, I think we can all agree employee retention is a big deal, especially when it comes to keeping your all-stars. Now, the cost of losing great people is steep, financially, operationally, relationally. A great goal, I think, would be for you to pick one of the suggestions I'm about to propose and try to apply it at your workplace this week. So, why are they leaving? Here we're going to focus on what's more often personal and harder to see, and that's management style. You've likely heard the saying, people don't leave their company, they leave their manager. So, what are the management style issues that are quietly driving your best people away? Number one, poor communication. This one is pervasive, so much so that I include it in every single one of my coaching engagements. Now, poor communication shows up in many forms. It could be too little, it could be too much, it could be too confusing, it could be too toxic. According to a 2025 Gallup report, only 46% of employees clearly know what's expected of them. That's a 10% drop just in the last 4 years. Now, the good news is communication problems are fixable with intentionality and follow through. A few years ago, I was working with a company president who complained routinely about a direct report who was not meeting his expectations. I agreed to work with this employee, but under the condition that the president would call this employee into his office every Monday morning at 9 a.m. to express his expectations for the week. A month later, the president pulled me aside and congratulating me on fixing his employee. I said, I didn't fix him, I fixed you. So ask yourself, how well do I communicate and set expectations for my people? Number two, intimidation. Even top performers can feel intimidated by those higher up, especially when those leaders control access to opportunity. I divide intimidation into one of four subtle ways. Number one, activity. Too busy to listen or to connect. Oh, okay, I'll be right with you. Number two, knowledge. Over-explaining or talking in circles. They need just a short answer and you give them an information dump. Number three, demanding. Using words like you should, you need to, pointing a lot. Inhibits collaboration. And then number four, passion. Becoming overly animated when triggered either positively or negatively. You basically overwhelm people with your passion. All of these reduce your approachability and increase your disengagement. So I encourage you to ask yourself, in what ways might I be unintentionally intimidating my team? Number three, lack of purpose. Everyone performs better when they understand the why behind their work. At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, for instance, every employee from the oncologist to the maintenance worker knows the purpose of why they're there. It's to help cure childhood cancer. Now, that's a powerful motivator. But some organizations have a more obvious purpose than others. But with creativity, even routine work can become meaningful. So I encourage you, ask yourself, how clearly can my people articulate the purpose behind what they do every day? So what can you do about it? Manage by walking around. This is the simplest yet hardest for a busy leader. It can feel inefficient to walk around and connect casually, but it builds trust by having your presence there. You'll learn more about your people and your culture in just a few minutes of conversation than a whole week's worth of reports. One of my clients spends 30 minutes at the end of every day doing this, and she has seen tremendous impact. I coached an admiral a few years ago who would walk amongst his staff and present one of them with a coin just like this, who had just given an outstanding effort. He would shake their hands and leave the coin. He gave me one for coaching them. Consider revisiting your mission and your values. Every few years, review your mission statement and core values. Are they still relevant, inspiring, and actionable? If purpose feels distant from your daily work, bring it closer. Survey your employees about local causes that they care about and adopt one as a company. You might offer to pay for them to take a day off to volunteer for that cause, or donate a percentage of your company's profit to that organization. When people feel their company is doing good, their own work tends to take deeper meaning. Create a Dream Manager program. Now, this is based on Matthew Kelly's book entitled The Dream Manager. And the idea is to help employees connect their personal dreams to their professional life. You can provide access to someone, usually with financial background, because most people's dreams have a financial component. And this person helps the employees make monthly progress toward their goals. It's especially powerful in roles where the daily work itself isn't inherently inspiring. When people feel their jobs help them move closer to their dreams, retention and productivity skyrockets. If you'd like a practical outline on how to start one of these in your company, just let me know. I'd be happy to forward that to you. Do a Working Genius workshop. Patrick Lencioni a few years ago came up with a Working Genius assessment, and it's become one of my favorite tools for helping teams build awareness and appreciation for each other. Now, while I use this every time for self-awareness and one-on-one engagements, the real transformation happens when teams do it together. It helps people to discover the type of work that brings them joy, energy, and fulfillment as individuals, and also understand why some tasks drains them. But even better, it helps them appreciate how much they need each other's strengths to succeed. I'm certified to do these assessments in workshop form and happy to share that with you as well. Now, a final thought. No one likes losing all-stars, but when they leave to expand their horizon, it hurts a lot less when you know it's not because your leadership style drove them away. Addressing poor communication, intimidation, and lack of purpose takes courage and consistency, but the payoff is enormous. Higher engagement, stronger teams, and leaders people want to actually follow. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What are some ways you've tackled these issues in your own organizations? Feel free to comment below.